100,000 on a beat.
All right, welcome into the Berkeley Football Coaches Show along with Coach Eric Lodge. I am Lane Walford. Thank you for tuning in. Coach, big 48-20 win in the first game for us, but round two of the playoffs.
Yeah, obviously anytime you can get a win and survive and advance in the playoffs is good. I thought we played a pretty good game schematically. We had a good plan for them. They came in, they adjusted some things with coverages and some of their fronts that we didn't really expect, but I thought we molded pretty well and rolled with the punches as a coaching staff. A few penalties, too many, that really kind of slowed us down at times. But all in all, for the most part, I think a really good game played by the Stags, and good to move on to round three.
So for the second year in a row, Berkeley hosts the Westwood Redhawks here in Moncks Corner. So let's go ahead to the first half highlights. Stags get the ball first on Friday night, Coach.
We come out here 1st and 10 to start. We want to get a good picture of how teams are going to handle this motion right here. This is kind of been a staple of our offense, this formation and this motion. There's different ways they can handle it by either dropping this safety down and rolling the coverage here, or they could bump this linebacker out here. So we're really trying to accomplish and get some answers here as an offense. We've got a pretty safe run scheme, which is executed really, really well by the offense. The offensive line. Yeah. LJ Washington does a good job of hitting this with a head of steam. You'll see this from the end zone shot here. What a really good job we do. We kind of got this crossbar in our way here, but great job of picking everybody else up. Everybody up here on the O-line, you see this big old hole right here for LJ to run through. You see the safeties come and make tackles. Anytime safeties are making tackles, that's good. You're one miss away from having really, really long plays and touchdowns. Kind of shout out to this safety right here, number 2. He showed up and made tackles all night long and saved a lot of really big runs for them.
I thought they were really athletic on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, they've got really good athletes. They got good-looking players. I think we did a really good job of being physical and kind of beating them in that regard. See, we come down here, we get bogged down in a 4th and 5. We're kind of in that range where, hey, this is really far to kick a field goal. Yeah. It's kind of on the edge of our range here. But you're too close to punt. So we elected to go for it. We called a scheme that I think really ends up working out in our favor. You see Henry kind of gets run off his spot. If we do a little bit better job of protection here, you'll see we've got a wheel by the back coming open into this window right here. Yeah. Henry scrambles. They still don't cover it. At this point, we're going to convert. We just got to do a better job catching the ball. Got to get our hands up, use our hands. We're kind of like alligator arming it and trying to catch it, in the basket there. We got to get up, trust our hands, and make a catch.
Yep, so turn it over on downs, and Westwood gets the ball.
They come out here, you see the defense swarming, doing a good job. I mean, anytime you're running the ball east and west on us, it's pretty tough sledding for the offense. They had a really hard time with their perimeter run game. Really kind of our MO on defense, just get a lot of hats to the party and swarm the football.
Well, you were down a man the other night, but I thought that the guy you plugged in there did a pretty good job for you.
Yeah, and then as the game went on, we ended up being down a couple guys. Yeah. But everybody that was in there, they played hard and really did their best. See, they mishandled the snap here, and Jameer Hayward is just a magnet to the football. He does a good job of getting on this and stabbing that with one hand and picking it up. Really impressive play when you think about it.
Yeah, he still wanted to hit the quarterback as well as recover the fumble. He was able to do both.
Yeah. Gets up, hands the ball to the ref, and jogs off the field. This is something that he does every week. So.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, nothing new for Jameer. So.
Sets us up with really good field position. Here we are on a 2nd and 7. You come run a little power play, which has been our bread and butter. Do a really good job, physical, finishing the run here. Getting down into the red zone.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's Caden Foxworth in right now.
This is actually split zone we're running here. Another one of our staples. You see we got a hat for a hat. There's the hole. And that's the safety showing up. Kind of keeping that from being a touchdown. Get down here about 3rd and 4. Put Jameer in there. He's just a load and hard to handle.
Yeah.
I think the O-line does a really good job of kind of getting involved with this, and we were able to push it across the goal line.
Yeah. So Jameer's already got a fumble recovery and a touchdown, and we're still in the first quarter.
Really good job out of Kinnear Coleman here, rolling that guy off the ball, and getting a good surge going forward towards the goal line. Went for 2 here. We got a little run scheme here. They really don't have enough guys on the side of where we're going to attack. They've got some guys out here waiting for us to throw it. We're just going to block back here and then block him. We should come here. We actually don't even execute this run correctly. However, they're just short gaps, and we're able to kind of plug in there. By the time this outside guy gets there, it's too late. We're already in the end zone.
Oh.
Stealing points.
Yeah, you would think. Eventually we're gonna play somebody that's ready for all of these 2-point conversions. You would think know how to line up on them, but we'll see. Maybe not. Hopefully not.
Well, that was a new one that we haven't shown all year, at least formationally. So I keep surprising you with different things. Hard to be prepared for it.
We'll often see a quarterback at center, so
that's right.
It's definitely a new wrinkle.
That's right. They come out here, 3rd and long. This is something that we didn't do the greatest job of. Their screen game, they had quite a bit of success in their screen game. We got to recognize these screens setting up a little bit more. The D-line, we should be retracing with our O-line as they start to work up the field here. At linebacker, when you see these guys working out, right, here comes lineman to block, you got to look for the guy coming back in to get behind all that. We kind of take the path of least resistance around these guys. And then as this gets to the second level here, we wrap up and make contact with him, and I just feel like we've got a bunch of guys who just assume he's wrapped up, which is not what you want to do. We over pursue and relax, and then here's this guy running off again.
Yeah.
20 is a really good athlete for them. On film, he's all over the place, having long runs and extended plays and scoring big time plays for them.
Yeah, that was one just spinning and keeping his feet moving and.
He actually scored against Lugoff Elgin earlier in the year on a hook and ladder as time was expired. 80-yard touchdown to send it to overtime, which Westwood ended up winning.
Yeah. So 8-6, they don't convert the extra point. So
we get the ball back here. You see it's 3rd and 9 right now. This is a concept that we had schemed up against coverage that they had run pretty much the entire year. Anytime they saw trips, they were squatting the corner. This guy is getting way off the hash, and this guy would kind of take routes coming back this way. So really what we're trying to do, we're trying to get that safety and keep him off the hash, bait this guy to keep over here, and we're running this guy to isolate him on the backer and then run him on a late seam. We actually scored on them last year on the same concept. They did very similar things. in their coverage. They came out this year, good job out of them and their coaches. They're just running area quarters, which is a good call versus this type of concept. And you see here, the safety's there, as Henry has to get run off his spot here because of the protection kind of breaks down inside a little bit too much. The throw ends up being late, and it gives this safety back here a chance to get back in this play. And you see him end up making a play there.
Yes, it's going to gives them really good field position and a chance to try to take the lead here in the first quarter.
Now here you see it's 2nd 11. Defense had a really hard time running the ball in the defense all night. Come out here trying to set up a screen. This is textbook against the screen. You know, hey, my guy goes out. Here come these linemen. Here's the guy coming in. Go fast. Don't ask questions.
That's right.
Right? You know it's a screen. Go and make it difficult for them. If you sit back and wait on screens to develop, you're dead in the water as a defense. You know, these one thing I can promise you, these guys right here that weigh 250, 260 plus, they don't want to run wind sprints just for their health. I'll tell you that. So anytime you see those getting set up, go find the eligible guy trying to get in right behind them and go make the play happen fast. There you see Jameer Hayward getting home on a pass rush. Quarterback gets up here, tries to scramble. Jameer does a good job of stabbing the ball out. Aiden President's right there to jump on top of it.
Yeah.
Really good job out of the defense getting the ball back. You know, and here they're probably either, you know, even if we just stop them here, they have the ability to pin us deep and or have a 4th down try.
I mean, the amount of turnovers that 33 has caused or recovered this year is
It's impressive.
it is unreal.
Yeah, very impressive. We move the ball, get down deep in their red zone. See LJ has a really good job of running hard here. I think he actually popped a long run earlier on this drive. I thought I had clipped that up here. I guess I missed it. Really good job out of him. I thought he ran really hard all night.
Yep.
And I believe he had 100 or so yards in the first half. This is a really good job out of Henry Rivers here.
Drew it up.
Yeah, you know, obviously this is not the designed run. We're trying to run a little split zone. The snap is high and to the right. Really good job out of Henry. One, corralling this snap. You see him, you know, saves that from being a really disastrous type play, and then turns this into something really good. And, you know, it's good to have an athlete back there to make it happen with his feet.
Yeah. So was that a called run or was that a screen pass or?
No, so we're just trying to run our normal split zone. I think we have an RPO out here on the edge, but we're supposed to hand this ball.
Okay.
Like I said, we got split zone. We're working up here, right? Boom, boom. We're not doing the best job right here. These guys are trying to work to him. You see, we actually missed that block right there, but, you know, hey, good job out of Henry.
Yep. So 14-6, now still in the first quarter.
Again, their perimeter run game, I mean, just had a really hard time. There's 33 with a big TFL. Anytime you're dealing with the speed that we have on defense, outside runs not really good against that stuff. Not good against team speed like that.
Yeah.
End up punting. We get the ball back here. 12 personnel, really good hard run here out of Jesse. Great job out of the offensive line and tight ends. Again, when you're playing, these guys do a lot of different things up front, and it's hard to plan. So we end up running a lot of zone schemes. You see here, we're in 12 personnel. You see we get a hat for a hat. The first contact reel here is a safety. And anytime you got that in your run game, you feel really good about it. Another good tough run by 0, Jesse Brown.
All 4 guys ran well the other, and plus Jameer, so five guys, I guess, ran real well the other night.
I think they did a great job of seeing the holes, understanding the runs. I'd like to see Christian Brown here, 18, wrap up tighter in this hole and kind of seal this lane that we got. You see he's a little wide. He ends up blocking the right guy, but it makes this run bounce a little bit farther to the safety than what I would like. But still a good, successful run.
Yeah.
You can see how close we are to popping really big, long runs.
Yeah. Which we had a couple the other night, a couple that I thought were going to be 6 points, but they had speed and athleticism on the back end.
That's right. We get down here, 3rd and short, give that ball to, I think his nickname I heard on the announcer over the intercom was the Hammer. So, give that ball to the Hammer on 3rd and short and let him hammer it forward for a first. People make business decisions when they got to decide about tackling them.
That's right.
Second and 10, run a little quarterback outside zone. Really good hard run by Henry here.
Yeah. Which that one was actually called, though.
We actually end up with a personal foul.
Mm-hmm.
We had O-linemen that escorted some defensive linemen to the track.
A little past the echo.
Yeah. And you want to see those guys being physical, but at the same time, that's the kind of stuff that hurts you. We gotta limit that.
Drive killer.
Right here, we get it going. Really good initial run here out of Henry, kind of making something where it isn't. We missed some blocks up front. We think the run is there, but on the backside of our run, we miss some of these blocks. He does a really good job of making this guy miss and kind of making something out of nothing. We just got to do a better job of having some, a little bit better ball security. I talked to some of these guys. Some of these sleeves right here, they're really kind of slick when it comes to like a football.
Yeah.
I think I have a personal vendetta against these compression shirts and being a ball carrier.
So another turnover for the Stags gives Westwood the ball back.
Come out here. Now this is a pretty good answer, right? We've swarmed their outside runs pretty good. Mm-hmm. You see the pursuit of the defense, all doing a pretty good job here, pursuing this run. And come back and hit us with a reverse, where we've got to do a better job. And we drill this and go over pursuit angles. As a defensive end on the backside of fast flow away from me, right, I need to take an angle of 1 yard outside the deepest back. And then where this backside guy, he's actually taking an angle here, and these guys can turn and run to the sideline. So if this ball gets reversed or it just cuts back for no reason, say the ball carrier gets it and tries to cut back himself, as it cuts back, they would have to take angles back around here. So you're kind of protected against reverses, just natural cutbacks. As a safety, you should come back down into the box here, counter boot reverse. As it pops, you run on insurance. We just got to do a better job. You see here, we get too flat in our pursuit angle on the backside, and then here they go with the reverse. They've got this thing set up here pretty good. They got the quarterback out here leading up. They really got a hat for a hat. I think we do a good job defeating that block there. Good job out of Cam McHugh, right? Good job out of the rest of the defense, sticking their foot in the ground, right, and all taking good pursuit angles just in case he misses. But all in all, good job of keeping that, a run of 20 and not 6, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Especially with number 20 there. I mean, he's a really good player.
Yeah.
Come out here. Now we got him in a 3rd and long. All right, that's the name of the game. Get him to reset and play some more offense. Right, if we can do that and make them chug along, I like us. Get them here in a 3rd and long, and there's a sack for Landon Jackson.
Yeah.
They called holding on them there. We actually declined it, make it 4th down, and get the ball back.
I think, unfortunately for them, this is the end of the night for that quarterback.
Yeah, they actually played 3 quarterbacks. They started 19 at quarterback. He kind of finished the year for them and played in their playoff game. 4 was their starting quarterback last year.
Okay.
He was a starting quarterback for the whole first half of the year and ends up getting hurt. They actually had on their roster that number 4 was a freshman wide receiver. So I don't know what that was really about, but there's the starting quarterback in. He ends up getting hurt, and they finished the night with 17 at quarterback, who came in after 4 got hurt. He got benched in favor of 19, and I guess they decided they wanted to finish this game with 17. He's the guy who comes in replacement, but a carousel for them at the quarterback position.
We're back to the ground game.
Come out here. Really good run out of Bryson McGee.
Yep.
He hits that really well, and that's what he does a really good job of, making these second-level defenders miss.
That got called back actually for a hold.
Yeah, I'll go back to this here and we'll kind of look at it. They call holding right here on Bryson Heath. Anytime you get your hands outside the framework of the defensive lineman, you can expect that. We got to keep our hands tight. Now, body position, I think that he's pretty solid here and where he's supposed to be. The only issue that I have with this call is it gets called by this referee over here. There's 2 referees back here. They've actually got the referee and the umpire. This is the umpire who normally stands behind the linebackers here. But he's an older gentleman who's done this a lot of years. So to keep him healthy and out of the way of all this friendly fire, they stand him back here. I have a problem with this guy calling. You see him getting ready to throw the flag right there. To me, that's not your call, especially with 2 guys standing behind the quarterback.
Yeah. So puts us in a situation we have to punt here with 5 minutes to go in the half.
Good punt out of Ben Sala. I thought he did a pretty good job all night with some solid punts. There they go again, still trying to run outside.
Yeah.
I don't really understand what that was about. Maybe they thought they had an advantage there. None of these were real successful.
Yeah. And they actually have 17 in now, who who was as big, if not bigger, than everybody on the line for him for the most part.
Yep, big boy.
And actually pretty fleet of foot considering how big he was or is.
Yeah, I thought so too. Great pursuit out of the defense. See Landon Jackson defeating a block and showing up there. There we go. Got him in like 3rd and 6. 3 minutes to go. Now 3.5 in the half. Roll down here, tried to throw a screen. Just a good job out of the defense. Everybody fighting to the appropriate shoulder of the guy trying to block them, and kind of making this hard for the guy catching this screen. Really good job out of Dominic Young there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're able to get the ball here.
2-minute drill time.
2 minutes. I think we have 1 or 2 timeouts, as we get into this. So we're feeling like we actually have a lot of time. We practice our 2-minute drill every Wednesday. Come out here. We have a really good successful run here on 1st down. Sometimes when you have a lot of time and timeouts, just because there's 2 minutes, you got a lot more time than you think. And defenses, they come out and they're kind of expecting the pass and expecting you not to run the ball. So we find sometimes it's best to come out and run the ball in those situations. Hit some RPOs out here if they want to come and over pursue, and we start really hitting them with that. We throw a couple RPOs. You see a little smoke screen out here to Jonathan Mitchell. Does a good job of catching the ball and getting good yards. Really good job out of Henry reading the overhang defender. As that guy comes and fits in here, throws the ball up there on the perimeter, make that safety come and have to tackle. So we're reading this overhang here. We're going to go block the corner, and we're going to make a defender that's, 12 plus yards off the ball have to come tackle. As we get up there, really good job, strong run out of John Cleveland. You see, miss a tackle. Now we're down here, really cooking, and in really good scoring position here with a minute left.
I say it every week, but I feel like John just keeps getting better and better as the season's going on here.
He comes out here, so we've hit them with little smoke screens. So now we're coming out here, hey, we think that these guys are going to jump up fast. They do a good job of not falling for the bait. Now we have a little built-in answer for the safety that, oh, hey, we didn't get you. Right? Our guy that ran the smoke, he stands here. Oh man, I didn't get it. And he releases up the seam here. You see Jonathan Mitchell come wide open there. Yeah. Great job out of the O-line, protecting to give us the time to be able to do this. Really good catch out of John Boy, going down and getting this ball really close to being a touchdown here. But either way, hey, we got the ball to 1.
Yeah. Wish the back judge was calling it incomplete. I'd given up on the play.
Yeah, and that's a shout out to our side judge right here who sees it. The referee, he also sees it, but I don't think he wanted to say anything. The look on his face told me that he knew it was a completion, but he wasn't going to give way to this guy, who I think doesn't have an angle at it at all. I mean, he's kind of shielded from John Boy's back here. Yeah. This guy, luckily he stepped up to the plate, saw that he secured the catch, and came in here, and cooler heads prevailed. Yeah. And you see him trying to mark it incomplete, and this guy's not having it.
Yeah.
We'll look at the end zone shot here. You'll see a good angle of this catch. Good ball out of Henry. If he keeps it up just a little bit more, we'd probably walk in there. It's happening bang, bang, but great catch out of Jonathan Mitchell. Good job out of him.
So Get you down into Jameer territory.
Yep, we get down here. We have a timeout. We end up seeing that they don't have an edge to the defense over here. So we just run a little outside zone with a lead blocker. We've got them outnumbered, and it's pretty easy walk-in touchdown.
Yep.
You can see the soft edge right here. This guy's actually tucked kind of inside of that tight end, so we're going to get a good block there. We got a hat for a hat here. We got a hat for a hat there, and we're going to have an extra blocker right there.
Yep. That's going to put you up 21-6, and you feel like, okay, that's going to be the halftime score.
So the thinking is here, hey, let's not give up anything dumb. No reverses.
Yep.
Don't let screens pop for 80-yard touchdowns. Let's tackle 20. And I think they're probably thinking the same thing. Hey, let's get 20 the ball, see if he can make a couple guys miss. Maybe we'll get lucky. You can see we've got 3 safeties out here on the field. Like, hey, it's get guys on the ground and don't give up any dumb plays here to end the half. They can't throw a Hail Mary from here, so we don't need to make it happen fast, but we just need to make sure that this thing doesn't end up in the end zone. They end up throwing a little jet touch pass here to 20. This is actually a completed pass because you see he bops the ball forward here. You see Amir Nelson, I just want you to watch him, does a fantastic job defeating this block and comes and puts his hat right on the football. And then these D linemen, they're like sharks in the water when they see that ball on the ground. Landon Jackson, great job. Very smooth scoop and score out of him. You would think we practice that all the time, that ball on the ground. He picks it up, turned himself into a running back.
Yeah.
Just an awesome job of that turning into points for the Berkeley Stags.
Pretty sure Landon is a running back if you ask him.
Oh yeah, he politics for the ball all the time, and rightfully so.
So that puts us up 28-6 going into the half. Feel like you've pretty much got control of the ball game at this point.
Yeah, the big thing is we've been in a position before where we're kind of up big at the half, and the other team is struggling on offense. The key is don't come out and feel like the game is over. Right. We got to keep with the same focus, the same energy and effort, and really finish this game out here because these guys, they're feeling their season slip through their fingers, and they're not going to go quietly. So, we need to keep the pedal to the metal and really don't let up.
So let's take a quick timeout, and we'll come back with second half highlights of Berkeley hosting Westwood.
The Blitz is on. Save thousands with Stokes Chevrolet Full Out Blitz. Stokes is blitzing prices during truck season and offering up to $10,500 off new Silverados with APR financing as low as 0%. Score big with EVs. Right now, lease a new Blazer or Equinox EV starting as low as $359 a month and 0 down. Go for the touchdown with 90-day payment deferral on new vehicles. It's the Full Out Blitz happening now. Only at Stokes Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
Get you some water.
Golly, I've got a cough, so it's not going to help.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, welcome back into the Berkeley Football Coaches Show along with Coach Eric Lodge. I am Lane Walford. Stags lead 28-6 at half against Westwood in round 2 of the 5A Division II playoffs. We'll go ahead to the second half highlights here, and Westwood's going to start with the ball, but it'll be the Stags that get on the scoreboard first.
Come out here, kickoff, after receiving in the first half. This is Ryland's best kick of the night. Do a good job of getting guys down there. Our kickoff team, if there's one thing that we really haven't done the greatest job on. We've given up some big returns here. You see we've got, probably 3 free hitters right here. Yeah. They've got the ball at the 10-yard line. This should be dead in the water for us. We've got to do a better job here. We kind of stop. We got to do a better job at attacking this guy as a team, and making this a buddy tackle and keeping this thing from going big. this almost turns into a big-time disaster.
Yeah.
Good job out of Dominic Young of stopping that there around midfield. But, this is something that's been a big point of emphasis and focus for us. We got to get better here. We're getting ready to play some teams that have guys back there that can really hurt you.
Yeah. Which that's not taking anything away from. I thought they had some pretty good athletes, and he was one of them. So
they come out here, their first play on offense. After that big return, you see Jameer Hayward, Aiden President back here having a meeting at the ball carrier. They do a good job getting the ball on the ground. There's Landon Jackson again. Now he's really feeling himself. He's got a stiff arm going. You can't tell Landon anything now. He's a force to be reckoned with.
And he looked like a running back on that one. And let me just say, you can be an outstanding defensive lineman and start for 3 years in varsity football like Landon has and not get this opportunity one time. He gets it on back-to-back plays.
Yep. So I think within 3 offensive plays, he scored 2 touchdowns. And the only reason it was 3 plays because they took a knee in between. These guys are just doing a really good job of being opportune. When they see the ball loose, they're punching it out. When they see the ball on the ground, they're doing a good job of getting on it, and picking it up and scoring. So, yeah, it's awesome to have those guys. And they're having a lot of fun playing, and it's fun coaching them.
That's right. So that gives you a commanding 35-6 lead here, just one play into the second half.
If there's anything that, any point in the game, I was, maybe a little perturbed as a coach. I felt like we started to relax here after those back-to-back plays. 35-6.
Human nature.
And really where I'm feeling some type of way is that there's 11-22. There's still a whole half to play.
Yeah.
And we've got to come out here and play.
Yeah.
Play hard.
You don't have to tell me. I watched a game on Saturday that was 30-3 at halftime. So
yeah, that was tough to watch. I watched the same game.
It can happen.
Good job here on 1st and 10. We got them in 3rd and 9. I think we really started to slip here with our underneath coverage of matching routes, and I think that we got too caught up looking back here at the quarterback, which is bad news for a defense. Here, really they come out, they run the ball on 3rd and long. Really this is kind of a give-up play, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's not like we have like a prevent defense, or we don't have 3 linemen in where we're just really expecting the run. We just got to do a better job of wrapping up and running our feet. You see Brooks Arnold show up here unblocked, and really just kind of leaves his feet. Number 0 there does a good job of running through an arm tackle. You see Avery Everett there miss a tackle, and then here's this guy. He's just making people miss. They get this thing down here to a 4th and 1. They end up going for it and getting it. Matriculate it down, get back here into another 3rd and 1 situation. Do a good job of bouncing.
I'll give them credit. They stuck with it. It didn't work a lot, but they stuck with
That's
it.
right. End up moving it down there. They get us a jump on 1st down as they kind of get down here into the red zone. It sets them up with a 1st and 5.
There was some laundry on the field in the first half, but it seemed to double, if not triple, in the second half.
Yeah,
both sides.
The 3rd quarter felt like the longest quarter of my life.
Yeah.
Just a lot of penalties on both teams.
Yep.
They started throwing the ball more. I know we're seeing a bunch of runs here, but they're throwing the ball incomplete a lot of times,
Yeah.
and it's stopping the clock, and it felt like an hour and a half of real time.
Yeah.
They come here, they run a little outside zone. This is probably the first time all night where we don't handle this very well. We got to do a better job of not getting reached. Here, we'll look at this from the end zone copy here soon. You can see their right tackle is going to reach our end. They actually end up reaching our 3 technique as well. Our safety triggers late on the alley, and then the corner also triggers late on the crack replace. This run turns out being, way too much for my liking. They had a big time tendency when they get in the pistol like this to run outside zone. We should have known this is coming. We just got to be better here in this situation. See, that puts them down here tight. First and goal from about the 3-yard line. He was able to wiggle free there. Not a very good run fit out of us. Just pretty disappointing defense here this last couple plays. As a defensive-minded coach, is something that really just kind of sticks in your craw a little bit.
So they get in there and cut it to 35-13.
Yeah, come out here. Now, these guys got energy, and I felt like our sideline, we started to relax a little bit and have a little bit of lull on both sides of the ball. We come out here, we didn't run the ball very physically, in these first 2 plays, and we set ourselves up with a 3rd and 9. Come out here. We throw a comeback, not my favorite ask here of the quarterback. Throwing a comeback to the field, very long throw. Obviously against the coverage, not a bad call. But this is just a very long throw for the quarterback to make. Still, he gets it there. I'd like to see John, secure this catch. Kind of goes right through his hands. Kind of hard to see here, but tough. Quick 3 and out for us. On a drive that they just scored on.
Yeah. Which I'm not sure that ball wasn't thrown before John even turned around, which might have been part of the reason.
And if you're going to throw a comeback to the field, you almost have to do it. Otherwise, it's going to take 5 years to get there. Yeah. Come out here, 2nd and 10. They call us for this is not a pass interference. I think a lot of people thought it was pass interference. They actually called unnecessary roughness here, which the question I had for the official, he was like, well, he didn't need to hit him. My question is, as we're breaking, how does he know that he's not caught the ball or going to catch the ball? Yeah. You don't, the safety, and that's a penalty you throw. You must have never played football if you think that that's unnecessary roughness. Yeah. He's making a normal football play. I didn't think it was an egregious hit. It wasn't targeting. He hits him right in the strike zone. It's not pass interference. You didn't call pass interference. I don't know how he's supposed to know that the receiver didn't go up and catch the football there. Mm-hmm. I thought that was a very, very weak call.
In defense of our player, if he doesn't hit him and the kid comes down with the football, right now he's just running down the sideline.
That's right. What's he supposed to do? Yeah. We cover this. We do a really good job of covering this. They've thrown some screens. And we've done a good job of triggering fast on their screens, this is Julius Milligan back here at safety. I think this is a great play out of Jam. Jam's his nickname, but I couldn't ask for him to do it any better. This is really textbook of how you cover a tunnel pump. Nobody's upset with Julius here. That's really how you're supposed to play it. Yeah. Good job out of him.
Unfortunately, I just feel like more and more you get calls on your sidelines and you don't on the other team's sidelines these days.
It certainly feels that way in the moment.
Here they are trying to run wide.
Here they are trying to run outside zone and, just not not a good idea. I mean, they had the one, but really good job out of Kevin Rivers here. Good job out of the D-line stringing it out. Good job out of Amir Nelson showing up and setting the edge there. Just good defense all in all.
Yep.
Come here, 4th and 11. This is where I started to get a little bit disappointed with us. We're out here, hey, it's 4th down, 11. Here we are looking into the backfield. I don't know what we're doing here. We got 2 guys, up here worried about this running back, and we leave their best player wide open. This is just not good football. Here they are. We bail them out. Really not even a good concept against the coverage we were playing. If we're doing what we're supposed to do, there's really nowhere to go with the ball. He's going to have to check it down, and then they're off the field. It's 4th down. Instead we kind of fall for the bait and let them have an easy conversion on 4th.
Well, hopefully it turned into a good play to learn from in film session.
Yes, sir. Come out here again. Looking into the backfield, right? We should be matching this running back right here. That's the guy you're responsible for. Here he comes. You're looking. You let the quarterback look you off. You see this white color crossing your face, right? Instead of coming up and matching the back like you should be, right? You're chasing this across the field, who's somebody else's responsibility, right? There's their old lineman out in front.
Yeah.
Boom, check it down, and really easy touchdown for them.
Yeah. So that's going to cut it to 35-20 all of a sudden.
Come out here, have a decently successful run on 1st down. We feel like a run of 4 to 6 is a success on 1st down. We come out here, we're making a concerted effort. Hey, let's put the ball in 3's hands and really start to, rely on our guys. Really good run out of Henry here, picking up good yardage to get us some momentum and get cool the tide here. Yeah. Really good block out of L.J. Washington. You see him step up here. He kind of takes the brunt of that hit, but is effective in his block.
That's right. So finally, the 3rd quarter's over, and now we're starting the 4th here.
Run a couple plays, get it here down about 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4. Out here, we call a good little concept against their coverage. We noticed that they were spinning to cover 3 versus this picture we were giving them. Come out here, we run a little slant flat concept, and we're really just trying to put this linebacker here in a bind. If he sits right here in this window, we're going to throw the ball on the perimeter and try to get a 1st down, right? He does exactly what we want him to do. He gets wide and kind of honors that. We throw it right behind him in the window. Really good throw out of Henry with good anticipation. Great catch out of John Cleveland. And he's becoming more and more of a football player as the more we go here.
Yep. So that's going to make it 42-20, good guys. They're right back at midfield after, I think, another decent kickoff return.
Come out here, they try to set up a similar type of screen. Now, instead of having, a shallow cross by a receiver, they try to bait you with this tier motion here out of the running back, right, and come back and set the screen up coming backside here. Much better job of matching this. You see the linebacker not fall for the bait. He's got his eyes on his man. You see a good job out of the D-line here. They recognize this, right, and start to retrace back. And this is really what you got to do, right? So we got hats around the football now, and that's how you stop these screens from being big old plays. These guys want you as a defense. They're preying on you having a really good get off and being fast and using your strength against you on these screens. They want you to run upfield and attack the quarterback, right? And so they can get up here put a bunch of hats on your linebackers and throw the ball in here and have, run your DBs off and have a lot of space for receivers to work with, and this is what you need to do. Great job out of Jameer, great job out of Kevin McKinley seeing this, and an awesome job out of Kevin Rivers running through here with energy and making this not easy for these old linemen to pick it up. You got to use your talent. If you want to be slow and let them come to you, that's the game that they want, right? But they play in that box for a reason. So here we go. They end up moving it down a little bit. We hold them, get them here to like a 4th and 4. You see, there's 10:30 left in the fourth quarter. They're down 3 touchdowns. So that it's pretty much four down football the rest of the game for these guys. I was really surprised in this play call here. 4th and 4, they come out and they run another perimeter run. So this is actually the same run that they kind of popped to take it down to the 3-yard line down on our end. But I mean, you've had success. One time all night with an outside run. I was very surprised to see them come out and do this. Yeah.
So that gives us the ball back.
Come out here, we set up a little tunnel screen. We get a holding penalty. Sets us behind the sticks. This tunnel screen right here has kind of been a bread and butter for us. Really tough to defend. We have a lot of sprint out concepts, which you got to honor as a defense, and then we kind of have this as a complement off of it. You see here, we've got a tight end out here for the safety. We got Zion Britt running out here for the corner. Our guard out here for this linebacker. We got a really good play set up here. I think John just gets his eyes up the field a little bit too fast and doesn't secure this ball. I think if he catches this, he's got a lot of real estate to work with, and he might score on this play or just have a really big gain. We come back here next play. Not a whole lot of good calls here on 3rd and forever. And the success of the setup of the last play, we think, hey, maybe we're going to get them. We give them the same type of look here with the safety. They actually help us out. They poach the safety back here into like a cover 3 type picture. We run up here like we're going to block the corner, right? End up bluffing him and run by him, and we're throwing it back here. Little bit better throw. He's got to make like a Willie Mays type adjustment here. Still like to see him stick his foot in the ground and kind of wheel around here. Henry does a good job of getting the ball there, but that's a catch we got to have right there. Yeah. In the playoffs, we're going to have to make plays like that against really good opponents.
Yeah.
Let's see the play a little bit better here. You see we got him. Oh man, just really close to having a really big play and extending that drive.
Yeah. Yeah, good call, good setup. So Stags have to punt. They've got the ball. Here, just close to 9 minutes to go.
Yep. Out here, still trying to run the ball on the perimeter. We're still tackling them at the line of scrimmage.
There weren't a whole lot of punts the other night. In a 48-20 game, I guess there wouldn't be.
Come out here, get a decent little return. I think that Dominic does a good job of kind of fielding this on the hop. You see it's a low line drive. He's not really in much danger, but he saves a lot of yardage there by getting this at the very least. Returns this. They end up getting called for a horse collar here. Sets us up with good position here.
Yep, so we get the ball down inside their 30.
We actually move the ball. This is a first down. See LJ Washington here with a good first down run. Goes 2nd and 5. And a sweep to Bryson McGee. You see him, I mean, he's just a force on the second level. When he gets to the second level, people have a really hard time tackling this guy.
Yeah.
And, you know, he runs with a lot of good energy.
Yep. Don't let his size fool you. Get to tough yard.
Really good vision out of Bryson here. Run a little split zone. It's kind of been our thing this game. All right. He sees this bend back. I mean, you see a good job out of Christian Brown. Really good job sealing all this by the O-line. And he just sticks his foot in the ground, and, you know, it's a good thing for them. That was shorter of a play. Otherwise, it'd been a really, really long run. But
either way, 6 points.
good job out of us.
Guys.
Yep.
So that's going to make it 48-20.
Come out here, run a little jet play. Good pursuit out of the defense. That was the same play that we actually scooped and scored at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Here they are. We got them to 3rd and 15. This is a much better job out of us sinking, not falling for the bait here and letting the guys run behind us, right? They check it down, right? I'd still like to see us drop a little bit more here in our coverage. Make this throw here. I mean, hey, what are you going to do on 3rd and 15? If you want to throw it 3 yards down the field, 3rd and 15, do that and we'll come tackle it, right? Now you're faced with a 4th down.
So that's going to end at 48-20, Coach. I mean, you know, had some things you'd like to clean up, but still pretty good win if you win by, 4 touchdowns there in the first game for you, second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can win in the second round of the playoffs, it feels good. It's only good football teams left.
Yeah.
So to win 48-20, obviously you had to have played well to do that.
Yeah.
Obviously feeling like there were some mistakes, some things we left on the field. Penalties that we've got to clean up that'll hurt us in tight ball games, but overall a good feeling going into the third round of the playoffs.
Yeah. So Jameer had another good game. LJ had a really good game running the football, but I've got a feeling I know where you're leaning here for the player of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Landon Jackson's got to be, somebody that you're talking about here. I want to shout, you mentioned LJ, you mentioned Jameer playing great. I want to show Henry Rivers some love. Had a couple of rushing touchdowns, had some passing touchdowns, and just I thought that he executed the offense and did a really good job all night, keeping his head in the game, keeping the troops involved, and leading the offensive attack. And so all those guys really get some love from me.
Yeah, I mean, you called several names. Dominic Young's another name we called a lot on the highlights. Kevin Rivers Jr. is another one we called. The offensive line obviously allowed you to run for all those yards. They've got the inside track to the offensive MVP for the season, in my opinion. But that's still hopefully a few games away. Round 3 to playoffs. We're at home again this coming Friday, Myrtle Beach. What do you know about the Seahawks?
Really, really tough team. I believe they're coming in. They're 8-3 on the year. They've got a great passing attack on offense. They've got some really tough physical runners at the running back spot when they do run the ball. And on defense, guys that they play hard and physical. Some good guys on the back end. in a really stout box. I think it's going to be a good matchup. It's going to be a tough game. There's no easy games in the third round of the playoffs. Yeah. Everybody left. There's 8 teams in the whole state in our classification. Right. Everybody's good from here on out. So we've got our work cut out for us. We're looking forward to the challenge. This is what we've worked for. Right. We start in December in the weight room. We work all through the off season, through the summer, to play in this game right here. Yeah. So, I think that the Stags and our boys, we're going to be ready to go.
So Stags at home this Friday night at Moody Field, going for win number 10 on the season and a chance to play in the lower state championship game the day after Thanksgiving, which is what is always the goal at Berkeley, is to be practicing on Thanksgiving morning. I know that was your goal in Florida, but that's always been the goal here at Berkeley.
Yeah, it's something that I'm used to. We practiced. It was an annual thing where I'm from, and that's where we're getting back to. That's right. And we look forward to it. We're excited for the opportunity.
So come out Friday night and support the Stags in round 3 of the 5A Division II lower state playoffs here at home. For Coach Eric Lodge, I am Lane Walford. Thank you for tuning in to the Berkeley Football Coaches Show.
Go Stags.